I'd see him sitting on that couch all day long, just staring at that Hollywood hogwash.
Our favorite show was Hollywood Hogwash.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Hollywood Hogwash. We're back!
Hey-o.
I'm Andrew Pisano, along with my brother Joe Pisano, Josh Reese, and Aaron Rosa. I want to wish everyone a happy Batman Day, or I guess post-Batman Day, because September 16th, this past Saturday, they had Batman Day. I didn't even know it was a thing, but apparently it's been going on for a while.
Why? What is the formula for that?
I think it's just they just want to make
Like May 4th,
make extra money.
Right?
No, I don't know why. And by the way, it's different every day, so I don't know. I tried to look it up.
Every day it's different?
Yeah, no, every year it's
Every
different.
year it's different.
Every day is Batman Day.
Every day.
But
Do we celebrate a specific Batman on Batman Day?
well, I did.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Christian
okay,
Bale
well,
Batman?
For Batman
916,
Day, there
Yin
was
Yang.
only one type of Batman movie in theaters, and it wasn't
The Flash.
George Clooney.
How dare all of you? It wasn't Batman and Robin. It wasn't Batman Forever. It wasn't Robert Pattinson's emo pussy Batman.
That was a good Batman. That was a good Batman.
I don't want to be.
It was the best Batman because in theaters on Saturday, they had Batman Begins.
Oh, okay. Fair
They
enough.
had The Dark Knight, and they had The Dark Knight Rises. And by God, I
You
wish
spent 9 hours.
I wish I had that much time.
Top 2 Batman. Let's not get
Calm
into
your
this.
tits, okay?
Top 2 Batman.
Calm your tits.
This guy over here.
Yeah, but no, I went to see The Dark Knight in theaters for the first time in 15 years. The movie came out in 2008.
Really?
I've seen it probably over 100 times, if I'm being honest, since then. But it's been 15 years since I saw it in theaters, and even though I can recite every fucking word of that movie, watching it in theaters, it felt like I was watching it for the first time again.
Were you the only one in the theater?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
No, I was not.
So there was a lot of people celebrating Batman Day?
It was one of the smaller theaters, but it was like 70% full.
Wait, did you?
70%.
Yeah, it was a smaller.
Did you go with anybody?
I did. Yeah, yeah. It was a smaller theater, but still, it was like 70% full. Yeah.
Was this at Joe's house and there was only 2 people there? So 70% full?
70%.
No, it's
Two out
The
of-
Dark Knight. People love this movie. In case you didn't know.
Was that at Draft House?
No, it was at the Cinemark.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, because I saw Alamo Draft House had a showing of it too.
Oh, yeah, no, it was at our local theater, the close one. And it was awesome. And next year, I'll probably do it again. I'll probably see either Batman Begins or The Dark Knight Rises.
They probably do like the Batman Returns next year.
Well, maybe.
I don't know.
Or
Never
the
know.
Batman?
No, there's no point in that.
Batman.
That's a terrible
Batman
movie.
Forever.
Why would you
Good
do
movie.
that?
Fucking good movie.
So yeah, we took a 2-week hiatus for the podcast. Things got a little busy, but we're back, and we decided to come back strong with Avengers Infinity War.
This is going to be big because
What a movie.
One of us.
Well, hold on. Everyone loves this movie.
Well, of course.
There's not a man on earth that doesn't love Avengers Infinity War. I mean, if you don't love this movie, you have to be insane or something.
Well, like
right?
you don't collect comics, you don't like movies,
just
and
not-
you don't have joy in your heart. One of us, this is their favorite Marvel movie, and one of us, this is their least favorite Marvel movie.
I think it's their least favorite movie
That's insane.
ever.
Whoa.
Right?
Whoa. There's only 4 people here.
Yeah.
Which one are you talking about? 'Cause
Well,
I like this movie.
we'll get into
It's
it.
you, Josh, right?
No, I like this movie.
It's not you.
No.
No.
So if it's not you, it's not me.
Yeah.
Wait.
And it's not you.
Wait.
Well, spoiler alert.
Who could it be?
Wait,
Aaron
this
and I are
is
the
Aaron's worst movie? Oh,
Aaron?
God.
Surprise! Playing the role of Josh Reese today is Aaron Rosa.
Wow, we'll see how you do. Should be
Aaron does
interesting.
not like sad endings, right? You don't like sad endings.
Look, my feelings for this movie are complicated. We
Okay.
have lots of time to get into.
Oh, it's like a Facebook status.
Yeah.
It's
It's
interesting.
complicated.
He's going to make a long Facebook post. In the
What
middle
is
of the show.
what is your Marvel status? It's complicated.
It's complicated.
What's your favorite Marvel movie is the first Avengers film, right? I know my Aaron Rosa.
It's top 3. There's a lot of it.
You've
Like,
told me. I've asked you this question before. See, it's funny. I know him better than he does.
Oh, I can see that.
No, we had this conversation once where you told me Avengers was your favorite Marvel movie. And yeah, it's a good one.
I mean, it depends on the day. Like Ragnarok was
true.
great. Guardians
Yeah.
of the Galaxy was great.
I'm one of the only people that thinks Ultron is way up there. I love Age of Ultron, but I
Ultron's-
love
Ultron's
James
good.
Spader. I'm like such
Sure.
a big fan.
Yeah.
and he took over the character without ever seeing him. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
He did
He's
a
so good.
he did a
He
great
was
job.
creepy.
Yeah,
So
it's,
good.
it's not one of my favorites,
I
that's
don't
for sure.
have
but
wings on me, or whatever the song was.
I got
God,
no
you can't
strings
just
on me.
I got no wings. Stop quoting things. You're the worst. I hate it and it offends me. Even if it's a movie that I don't even necessarily like that much.
Right.
I hate it and it offends me.
Yeah. So we're going to get into that pretty soon. First, make sure you join the Patreon, patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. We're currently going through Ahsoka. It's pretty good. We're hoping the last few episodes, really like hits a home run. But then as soon as Ahsoka ends, Loki returns.
Yes.
And Loki might be the only thing that the MCU has left that's any good.
We'll see. I'm nervous about it.
I am too, but the trailers look really good.
Yep.
You got Kui Kwan in it, from Everything Everywhere, and he's awesome. And you got Owen Wilson returning, and everyone from the first season.
Yeah,
So we have no hope for another Spider-Man movie.
you never know.
Well, I feel like it's really far down the line. I guess Deadpool 3 is technically part of the MCU now, so
It is.
yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
True, yeah.
But also with the strikes going on, we may never see these movies.
I know.
It's going to be a while.
Wow.
Wow. I mean, Deadpool 3, I think, is currently slated for May. There's no way. I didn't mean
That's
to
a
do
long
that.
time away.
I didn't mean to rhyme that.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We have some news.
Well,
we have some
Disney
more
owns
news
it
about
now,
them.
right?
Yeah.
So I would say May 4th.
Wow.
You started it.
I did. So yeah, join our Patreon, patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. Watch Ahsoka and Loki with us. We've also did Secret Invasion. That was really bad. We also did, what did we do? Oh, The Last of Us was great. That's where we started off with The Last of Us. So
That's right.
if you want to go back and watch those with us, go ahead, patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. We'll give you a shout out on the show. All right, let's get to the news and rumors, aka the Hollywood Hogwash. So did you hear about this?
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
Did Jimmy Fallon
You
thing?
know, this week there's not a lot of good stuff. Kind of a lot of bad stuff, but
it's mostly bad stuff.
Rolling Stone. I mean, a lot of bad stuff came out in this 2-week hiatus, but
Yeah.
Rolling Stone posted a story of 2 current and 14 former employees of The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, accusing the show and Fallon of creating a toxic working environment. They accuse Fallon and other bosses of belittling and intimidating them. One staffer also said Fallon seemed drunk on more than one occasion.
He's a big drinker.
Yes, that's true. We've known that. And it may be a big deal. I feel like a lot of Hollywood productions are toxic.
Some people might just describe this as a working environment. But
I mean, Hollywood in
Hold on,
general
that's what I
is
was gonna say.
toxic.
Can I be the old guy to talk here?
Go for it.
Like, I think this is just, I'm sorry, but a lot of young people, this is how they, oh my God, you're so toxic. You want me to get up and get a coffee for you? This is really toxic. Like, you can't talk down to anyone anymore. This is the crazy world that we live in now. It's like, it's not political correct to tell you to do your job. And if you don't do a good job, it's like, why the fuck are you not doing a good job? Why are you lazy? Sometimes people get upset. As crazy as I could be in my life, I don't yell at my employees. But it's like if I ever get upset, I'd be like, guys, what is going on? And then, they're going to tell me that, oh, this is toxic when they were too lazy to do their job or, didn't want to get outside the box. That's what I feel this is.
But you don't know exactly
I don't.
what's going on.
I don't.
And that
But
was
I mean,
a pretty good Jimmy Fallon impression, by
I've
the
read
way.
into it. I've read into it a little bit. It's just, that's what it seems like to me. But again, I wasn't there.
But I mean, like,
think that's
If
the
they're like publicly humiliating the employees in front of everyone, that's another thing.
Well, then we would have heard about it years ago. Then.
but one of the people.
Not really. These people are all
You just said
anonymous.
publicly, though.
Well, I'm saying these people are all anonymously coming forward because they're afraid.
I'm
Just
just
like
saying,
the Harvey Weinstein thing. No one spoke up for years and years because their careers would have been ruined.
right, but I'm just saying that was literally my last job. like everything that's being described about Fallon, it's like, yeah, that's the boss I worked for at my last job.
Yeah.
So, you know.
We've all had bosses like that. You don't quit and cry.
Well, yeah, but
you
you
do your
didn't-
job.
Yeah, but you hated it, right? You hated it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see one of these quotes as being like, it's a bummer because it was my dream job. You know, it's one of those things that, you know, sometimes working for the thing that you love the most is not the best. You know, you don't want to.
Well, look.
I mean, this happened with Ellen too. They said Ellen's a bitch.
Right.
Yep, they did.
Everyone in Hollywood is a monster, right?
I mean, that's what I'm
Maybe.
saying.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. We don't know exactly what went down. I think it depends
There's
on.
no business
Except
like
for Drew
show
Barrymore. She
business.
seems like a real saint.
No, she got complaints
Yeah,
too.
that's right. Oh, fuck. I guess it is everybody.
God forbid people want someone to work for them and do what they say.
Well, we'll
Crazy.
see. Well, all right. I mean, we'll see if anything
I'm
else
taking
comes
the other
out
side of
this.
it. I get it. I'm a big Fallon fan, but I don't give a shit. If he started yelling at everybody and was toxic, he should be arrested.
Arrested. Well, I mean, I think it just depends on what exactly went down.
I'm just tired of cancel culture.
You know?
It's not good for anything. And people that I like to watch on TV, I don't get to watch anymore. And sometimes they didn't like, and sometimes there's been false accusations, right?
Look, that's true. I'm for canceling the Tonight Show, but not because of any of this. Just to cancel, just get Jimmy Fallon off my TV. No, I don't really care. I don't ever watch the Tonight Show.
These
so
late night
it
shows
doesn't matter
are
to
going to
me.
go away someday because
They're
Our age don't
Everything's
watch
just getting
them.
replaced by podcasts, anyways. I mean,
they're just past their prime.
mean,
these talk shows,
for sure.
right.
they just don't work anymore.
The only people that are watching
I mean,
them
no one said
are
it better than Tim
older
Dillon
people.
a couple years ago. And that's when I first heard of Tim Dillon, was when you sent me that video where he just makes fun of the Tonight Show, where he was like, it's just like this weird like universe where celebrities talk about how they saw each other in Italy, and like normal people are like supposed to. Like, what are they saying?
Relate
Hey,
to
you
the-
were in Italy, and remember when we were both in Italy, and there's nothing real about it. It's just like made up conversations.
And then I got pulled over by the cops that one time.
Oh my God! What was that again? That was multiple people, right?
It was how they all like make up these fake stories
About getting pulled
about
over
getting
by the
pulled over
cops
by the
and how
cop-
they
yeah.
and it's the same exact story. Did you see that? It was like this compilation on either Instagram or TikTok of like, I don't remember how many different celebrities was it?
It was at least like 6 or 7 of them.
And they were all telling like the same story of how they got pulled over and how they didn't get, like they almost got arrested and then they didn't.
Why
Like,
would
it's
they?
this-
What's the point of the story if they're
just
making it
to
up?
just to have an
It's
interesting
relatable.
story? Yeah,
to
relatable.
normal people.
And even like and Nathan For You, which this show aired many years ago, but he created a fake story when he went on Jimmy Kimmel, and then like right before he was supposed to go on, there was another celebrity before him that told a very similar story about getting pulled over.
Wait,
and then
wasn't that where we saw it?
Yes,
it was on
that's-
that
that's
episode
where it
of
was.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
they all
Nathan
have the
For
same
You.
publicist, or what?
I don't know, it's so fucking crazy.
Got a great story that's going to make you seem like everybody.
Yeah. But yeah, I haven't watched these late shows in a while. Like I used to love Conan O'Brien, and I
Yeah.
gave up on that a long time ago.
I mean, really, it's just our parents keeping them on life support.
I guess.
100%. Like, how many of us here? We all love entertainment. We all love TV. How many of us stayed up for a Tonight Show episode in the last 10 years?
There's way better things. To
Never,
Like,
ever.
does anybody even bother watching YouTube clips?
Well, the only time we see it is now on TikTok and Instagram when we're scrolling. Oh, look, Jim Carrey did something funny on Fallon. Let me get the
Yeah.
10 seconds of it.
Right. That's how
On
it works
TikTok.
nowadays.
Yeah.
Moving on, there's been a lot of rumors about season 2 of The Last of Us, especially surrounding the casting of the character Abby. There were reports that Florence Pugh
Oh, God.
got an offer to play Abby, which makes
Okay,
a lot of
I'm
sense
down.
if you know
Yeah.
who that character is. I just don't know if I see her accepting that role.
Does she not play a Florence Pugh type of role? Or like
No,
is-
I'm saying it does make, that's why I said it makes sense for her.
Okay.
Because it is kind of a badass role.
But you don't see her
Interesting.
taking it.
Oh,
she's
like
almost
Yelena?
too big.
That's what I think so, right?
Sure.
She's
I don't
too
know.
big.
But Pedro
Oh,
Pascal
no.
was in it and he's kind of big.
Not
Yeah,
as
but
big
he's the
as-
star. She'd be
Yeah.
like a co-star coming in on season 2.
Okay.
Well, Abby is like one of the main characters for the game. You do play as Abby for like half the game.
If I'm Florence Pugh, though, I'm guessing that you have to pay me now.
Sure.
You know, she's becoming one of the it girls
Yeah.
that everybody wants because she's amazing. So I'm guessing that they'd have to pay her a lot of
Especially
money.
when she was in Oppenheimer.
We'll see if we can see if they can afford her.
Right.
Just make
you
sure
know.
we get her in some Oscar dramas. I'm sure those would have some scenes.
Yeah, like that.
Was that Oppenheimer?
Look at my eyes. Yeah.
Well, it's HBO too, so they could definitely afford her, I would imagine.
There's
so.
no. I don't think there's any.
We want a star that does full frontal.
Yeah.
Florence?
Right.
Oh, I saw that Jennifer Lawrence movie. No Hard Feelings.
Oh,
okay, yeah.
right.
I thought it was really funny. The ending
It's on
kind of was
Netflix
boring, but like,
now,
Right. The
Did
ending
you
was,
saw it, right?
Yes.
She does full frontal nudity of
She
her
does.
fighting teenagers, and
I
it's
know.
amazing.
Oh,
we were
okay.
dying laughing during that scene.
It's a fun date movie for sure.
Yeah.
I saw someone post, I want to see what the pause and backwards button information is for that movie. Because I guess apparently something like that didn't happen. Like she showed nudity or whatever.
Oh yeah, no, it was her. She's even said in interviews. Nope, that was me. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, 'cause
everyone's
watching
seen me.
watching it the first time, I was like, this has to be like CGI, like they put her head on someone else's body. But yeah, they're going with that it was her.
Yep.
So, yeah, there's also other reports that claiming that the role of Abby has already been cast, but again, now it's going to be like 20. It's going to be even longer before we see this
Yep.
second season, just like everything else.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, the Screen Actors Guild is now expanding its strike from Hollywood to the video game industry.
Oh.
So
that
they're
makes
going
sense.
all in.
Sure.
You know, fuck everyone. Fuck your video games. You don't get to play video games either. So yeah.
We have rights.
And Fran Drescher was commented saying,
Well, and you know,
Yeah.
I just want to publicly state that we were given permission to continue to do the podcast,
yes,
and not breaking any SAG rules.
for now.
I hate people that have those videos. Like, I just want to say
Oh,
that we're
it's
gonna
so dumb.
continue to do our videos that make money, and we got permission from SAG. We called
Right,
SAG.
it's like, you're a YouTube channel.
Yeah, you're not
This
in
has
SAG.
nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with SAG.
Are you? Is there some YouTube
And you're not
strike?
in SAG, because if
No.
you were, you couldn't do it, and that's why you could do it.
Yeah.
We called SAG, and you know what they said?
Yeah.
And then I was able to keep doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Also, Danny Masterson.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right. Rape. It's
Wow.
been a while
and
since we've
hard
had
R.
it's
Hard
been
R,
It's
too.
been a,
A hard R. In the
it's been a while since we've had a rape in Hollywood.
Yeah,
not really,
even,
but
and not even Me Too rape, like rape.
thank you. I think
Yeah,
it was
thanks, you
Whoopi
too.
Goldberg or no. What Joy Behar said that I think once on The View, or it wasn't rape about what was that
Harvey.
director? No, the Polanski.
Yeah.
It was one of them that was like, it wasn't rape. She was 13 years old. You
That's
stupid
rape.
bitch.
Rape.
Yeah. Anyways, Danny Masterson has been sentenced to 30 years to life in prison for raping 2 women at his home in the Hollywood Hills. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis got in hot water with fans after their character letters they submitted to the judge went public. The couple apologized in a really weird video. Did you guys see this video?
it kind of looked like a hostage video almost.
It really did. People pointed out that it looked like the music video, like the "You didn't have to turn me out," like it looked like that. But it's a really weird video for the two, where it's like they're clearly not sorry. And
But I mean, like, if fans, this is that cancel thing, right? I don't know any of the details. It sounds like he's guilty, right? It sounds like he's going to jail because he's guilty. And 2 of his closest friends who are like, yeah, like maybe we'll do this so you don't get the death penalty. I don't know, right? I don't know the story about it. Once you apologize for doing something, that's when you get ruined. If they would have just ignored the backlash,
Wow.
it would have went away after a week, and then something else would have happened. Someone else would have gotten in trouble with the law, and it would have been. I just think this is you get in trouble, and then their video was weird.
Yeah.
And now they're apologizing, making it probably worse, right? And yeah, it's a
Kutcher
mess.
has since resigned as board chair from his anti-child trafficking nonprofit because of this whole thing.
Jesus.
I didn't see the apology video, but I did see an Onion article that after that apology story came out, there was an Onion article that said, Topher Grace writes a letter saying, give him the chair.
See, that's the smart strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just really weird, but that's what happened. Also, Vulture uncovered a scheme from a PR firm called Bunker 15. Okay, so let's go back a ways because when She-Hulk came out, Josh and I were reviewing. Joe, too, we were reviewing
remember that.
She-Hulk.
Yes.
And we were looking at the Rotten Tomatoes score.
Right.
And I was like, She-Hulk has a 77 on Rotten Tomatoes. And I was like, that can't be accurate. Someone's clearly got to be paying someone to get these positive reviews.
Right.
Of course.
Turns out it was true.
Yeah.
This firm called Bunker 15 allegedly was giving having people give positive reviews on Rotten Tomatoes for the past 5 years.
Wow.
One of the films was a 2018 Daisy Ridley drama called Ophelia. After initial reviews came in, resulting in a 46% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, Vulture reports that Bunker 15 started paying lower-level critics on the website to post positive reviews for $50 a pop. That's it. Sell out for $50.
Yeah, what the
And
$50?
You know how I know this is true? I didn't receive one penny.
Yeah.
So that's how I know it's true.
Oh, are you a Rotten Tomatoes critic, Josh?
I am, and I'm
Please.
a very lower level
Is
member.
it like the Make-A-Wish dyslexic portion?
I'm
You
not
won't
s-
be able to
I'm
read
not
it.
sharing what it is.
But, yeah. The scheme worked, though, as Ophelia jumped up to a 62% rating.
Wow.
Scoring the movie as fresh. And then the next month, IFC Films announced it acquired the film for distribution. So the
Wow.
whole thing worked. Bunker 15 founder Daniel Harlow has denied the allegations.
Yeah.
Well, this makes a whole lot more sense for that last Transformers movie getting over 90%
Oh my God.
on both scores.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, Warner Brother owns Rotten Tomatoes.
Right. Yeah, I think that's what we were talking about when we were talking about She-Hulk.
Yeah.
So
How do you have an unbiased
when you have a little bit of
website
skin in the
that reviews
game.
movies that is owned by a movie studio?
Anyway, unrelated to any of that, we are now the #1 Hollywood podcast in America.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. According
Yep.
to my buddies at Bunker. So
We paid Josh 5 cents a pop, and he did 1,000 reviews.
And it took me a long time.
yeah, that's true.
This is good podcast. This is great podcast. This is cool podcast.
Phenomenal.
Josh
Phenomenal.
Reese.
Phenomenal.
What a great podcast. Josh Reese writes, good.
Josh, spell phenomenal.
Oh, God.
I will not do that, Aaron.
No.
He's already been asked that before. Yeah. 4 stars. 4 stars, Josh? What the fuck? You can't even do 5 stars, right?
It was a 4-star review.
Josh Reese writes, this is podcast.
This is a podcast.
Great podcast.
This is my podcast.
Josh, do you have any news? And
I do have a little bit of
all right.
news.
And now it's the Josh Reese segment.
All
Go
right,
ahead, buddy.
so here we go. So because of the writer's strike, we know that there's not going to be
Yeah.
very many things out there to watch. One of the things that is going to be coming out is Frasier.
Oh, okay.
Frasier is making a return on
Nerds.
October 12th. The reboot of Frasier is coming back.
Oh, look.
I know we are all
Now, he's the
excited.
guy that would wear suits and ties on his show, right?
Yes.
Never tank tops.
I have seen...
Because he was more professional than that.
Well, it was back in the 90s, Joe. People wore suits everywhere they went.
Well, we'll see what he wears on
Yeah.
this new show. We'll see what he wears.
So
What else, Josh?
the other thing
What
I
you
got
got?
is for people who are fans of Yellowstone.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long time before Yellowstone comes back.
November, right?
Well, they were
Wait. It's not coming back yet?
they were saying that they were eyeing a November date, but it has been delayed because of the strikes.
Dang it.
So
What
it
was CBS like?
might be 2024.
Were they
late
premiering
2024.
like the first episode ever tonight? Like it was a big deal.
Yeah, that's
What
why
was that
it
about?
confused a lot
All
of
through
people.
football today, they were just
It
advertising.
confused a lot of people thinking that Yellowstone
coming
was
back
coming back,
tonight
but no, it's
to CBS.
It's Yellowstone. One of their original episodes are coming back.
Weird.
The only last thing I have is an update on Invincible season 2.
Oh, we keep getting updates.
Yes,
How about just release it?
Right.
the series will return per Robert Kirkman on November 3rd.
I doubt it.
This is news? I thought we knew this.
I don't think we knew it. I think we knew that it was coming out sometime in late.
Oh, late.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so this is the current estimation by Robert Kirkman.
current estimation, so it's not even official.
The current news from Robert Kirkman. Jesus, sorry.
So it's official then?
It's official. All
right, thanks.
Here's a quote from Robert Kirkman, okay? I'm going to read it in Robert Kirkman's voice.
Yeah,
I don't
go
know.
ahead.
His
You know
voice
it?
is.
Yeah.
With everything going on in that time of year, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, lots of family time. I think a lot of shows get lost in the shuffle there.
What's going on? So I think it's going to be a good time to take a pause narratively. It's going to make the things hit a little bit harder. People will know what I'm talking about when the season launches. So yeah.
All right, thank you.
That was a really
Exciting
good
shit.
Robert Kirkman impression. Yeah. He has a very high-pitched voice.
I've been practicing it for so long.
Well done. Well done.
All right. Anything else?
I just got one more thing. Okay, go ahead.
Oh,
No.
sorry, hold on.
Yep.
All right.
I'll tell you, Aaron.
Go ahead, Aaron.
I just had one quick thing. So apparently Brightburn 2 is in development.
Oh, yeah, I did hear
And
about that.
He's a little older.
The producers plan to use AI in the creative process.
I heard they're just going to hire Henry Cavill. And
With no actors and writers, I guess all you can use is AI.
what if what's her name? Amy Adams never showed up and looked at him?
Oh, my God.
Then he would have remained evil.
I want to see the world where he just murders everyone.
Yeah, I guess that's
Hey,
Brightburn
you'll see
too.
that in Brightburn too.
All right, then. I guess we could move on to the movie of the week,
my God.
Avengers Infinity War. Dun, dun,
Wow,
dun,
wow.
dun,
Wow, wow, wow.
dun,
Wow.
dun, dun,
Where the stakes are never higher.
dun, dun,
Some would say we're in the end game now.
dun, 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 dun.
This was
Dun, dun,
maybe
dun,
the
dun,
most
dun, dun.
fan service movie at the time of it arriving.
Before Endgame?
Before Endgame.
Yeah.
It might
I mean,
even
you-
have had more like pops where people are coming back and people are appearing, and there's so many. And
There
they're
are.
great. It's
It is.
so well done, so well directed and timed.
I know.
It was really fun.
And also, like, so original because you've never seen a superhero movie where they just straight up lose.
Right.
Like
It's-
even The Dark Knight, where Batman doesn't really completely win. You know what I mean? He really doesn't, but like not like this.
Right.
Right.
This
No one
one-
loses
this
like
one,
this.
Almost everyone dies.
They just fucking flat out lost. In
Yeah.
fact, they got whooped.
yeah.
It was like 100-2.
Yeah.
That was the final score.
And it was so weird because it's the first time I've ever seen like a bad guy have like a happy ending himself at
Yeah.
the end. It was very strange.
Yeah.
Well, this movie's great because you really find out what the background is behind what Thanos wants to do and how it kind of makes sense in a way.
Kind
when you
of.
think of, I mean, obviously genocide is horrible and murder is horrible,
But he also,
but you understand his like passion and you understand why.
yeah, I mean, I feel like he gives that reason just to justify his actions because you see when he kills people, he enjoys it. He enjoys it.
Well, it was a good departure from the comics because in the comics he's always trying to impress Lady Death, right, Aaron?
Yeah, I feel like that.
So, I mean,
I
it's
feel
a
like
little
that
bit-
would not have worked.
It
in a
would not have
movie.
worked. So this was a little bit better and kind of made it a little bit more relatable.
Sometimes
Like,
you have to change the
yeah.
comic.
You mean
there
he
are
couldn't
a lot
have
of
just been
fucking
horny?
people out there.
That wouldn't have been a
Like,
good
that's
idea.
it. Your motivation is you're horny.
What do you want me to do? Kill half the world. Oh, okay.
You got it. And then I could
Will you
smash.
touch my penis?
And then I could smash. And then you could smash.
Yeah.
Well, then I am inevitable.
I'm gonna smash the world.
So Infinity War starts off right after Thor Ragnarok. Thanos and his children have taken over the Asgardian ship. And first thing, we see is Thor's monologue. I know what it's like to lose.
Yeah.
Legs turn to jelly.
Apparently, and I didn't know this till I read some of the facts. The voice that was doing the distress signal,
Yeah.
Kenneth Branagh, the famous actor director.
Oh, really?
I think he directed one of the
first Thor movie.
first Thor. Yeah,
Oh, that's right. Yeah, well, I guess
You know, he
he's
was
not,
Henry
he's not a
V.
great director.
the
I
first
didn't like
Thor.
the first
well, the
Thor.
second one
It was
was
fine.
tough.
He was the bad guy in Tenet.
yes,
Yeah, he
Yes,
was amazing in Tenet.
Oh yeah. Well, he's one of the best actors on the planet. Really,
He's really good.
He just hasn't done a lot of stuff. I think he's done more.
He could play
I
anyone.
mean, Hamlet and Henry V. If you've ever seen Henry V, there's such a great period.
He
movie.
plays a Russian in Tenet, and
Yeah.
he's Irish in real life. And the whole movie, you're just like, this guy's.
He was in
Russian.
Oppenheimer. Remember, as one of the teachers, maybe.
Oh yeah, he had a small role.
Niels Bohr.
Yeah, he had a very small role.
Yeah, but now he's mostly known for his directing.
Right.
So
yeah, they do a great job of showing how dominant Thanos is. Like when he picks up Thor's like pretty much lifeless body, like it's nothing.
Body
Yeah.
slams him like Hulk did Andre,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, sure. Thanos threatens to kill Thor unless Loki gives him the Tesseract. And Loki lets Thanos torture his brother for a few seconds, but then he reveals the Tesseract. And
I just love that because he's like, we don't have it. And then he brings it. He's like, you really are the worst.
you really are the worst, brother. Yeah. And then Loki's like, I assure you the sun will rise on us again. Your optimism is displaced, Asgardian. Well, for one, I'm not Asgardian. And for another, we have a Hulk. Roar! And the fucking Hulk, like 30 seconds into this movie,
Where was the Hulk when they
Hulk
were killing everyone?
versus that, yeah, sleeping.
He was asleep.
Bruce was jacking off.
Yeah.
Fucking some Asgardian. He's like, don't make me come because I'll turn into the Hulk.
Oh, shit. Imagine.
Was Valkyrie on that ship?
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
No, but she's not. I don't
He
think
was just
she's
thinking of
straight.
Valkyrie.
Thinking about
Yeah, where was Valkyrie during this too?
I don't know.
Yeah, right.
She was beaten up somewhere.
Yeah, right.
So Thanos kicks Hulk's ass and lays him out in about 30 seconds. That's it. Hulk's done for.
Yeah, I mean that's the first time we've ever seen the Hulk get destroyed. But I think
Oh,
the
yeah.
point is obviously Thanos one-on-one is unstoppable. Even the Hulk, like he's as strong as the Hulk, only he has fighting skills.
Well,
Even in that
Power
scene,
Stone too.
but he didn't use the stone
didn't
in
use
that
it.
fight scene.
He just beat his ass.
He just beat him up.
Yeah.
And then Thanos breaks the Tesseract and puts a second Infinity Stone on his gauntlet, the space one, and he tells his children there are 2 stones on Earth. Go find them. Loki offers to help and pledges his allegiance to Thanos.
his dying,
His
undying
allegiance. Tries to stab him, but Thanos blocks it with the space stone. Undying.
Yep.
And then he breaks Loki's neck. And you can see in that moment, if you look at Thanos' face, how like he's like hard as a rock right after he breaks Loki's neck.
Yeah.
He's like, oh. He even goes,
He goes what?
Oh,
well, yeah.
Yeah.
He did. That's Thanos.
that was Thanos.
When he breaks Loki's neck.
And the Black Order are like, oh god, here he goes.
And then he says, no resurrections this time.
That's
Like,
right.
well, maybe one more.
Well, he sent him straight to the TVA, apparently.
Not this Loki,
All right,
but
all right,
yeah.
Josh.
So Hulk falls. What the fuck? Oh yeah, I skipped a part where Heimdall uses the last of his powers to send Hulk to Earth,
Yep.
and Thanos kills him for it. And then Hulk falls through Doctor Strange's building and turns back into Bruce Banner. And Banner tells Strange, "Thanos is coming. He's coming.
He's coming.
Who?" And then dun, 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 title screen.
Fucking great way to start the movie. Lots
Awesome.
of
In the
tense
comics,
action.
that was Silver Surfer who falls
great.
through the inner sanctum. to
Really?
warn them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So Tony and Pepper are walking in the park, and Tony tells Pep that he had a dream that they had a kid named Morgan. Foreshadowing.
A boy.
Did he say boy?
Yeah, he said he.
I thought he said we had a kid. And
Pretty sure he said he.
we
and his
named-
name was named after your.
we named him after your
Weird uncle
uncle.
or whatever,
Yeah.
yeah.
Morgan. So then Doctor Strange and Bruce get Tony, and Wong explains the origin of the Infinity Stones. It's really just to tell the audience what's going on. And Bruce, in case you didn't watch all the Marvel movies up to this point.
Correct.
Did you miss a few? Well, that's all right. We're going to get you caught up.
This was number 19, by the way.
Was it?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So Bruce tells Tony to call Steve Rogers to find Vision, but he doesn't know that the Avengers broke up like a band, like the Beatles.
Yeah, it's a really, they make Bruce so dumb in this movie.
I mean, like, once Mark Ruffalo took over for Ed Norton, Bruce Banner got like 40 IQ points lower.
Correct.
when y'all
And I
guys
just don't get it.
when y'all guys were talking about
He's
how,
got dumb face. He's got dumb voice.
the Beatles, right? I could. For anybody else out there who's now watching the movie after we're talking
And then you
about
watch
this,
She-Hulk and Bruce is on the spectrum in that show.
it's very strange. But yeah, I cannot see now that every scene that he in,
Yeah.
it looks like he's a little bit special. It's kind of strange, especially later when he's in the Hulkbuster armor and he's like, "Yeah, guys, we're doing it." And he fucking trips.
I'm helping.
And he's like, I'm okay.
It's like it's terrible.
Yeah, so Tony's about to call Steve, but they sense something, so they go outside, and People are running away because Thanos' children have arrived.
He's coming.
It's kind of like 9/11, like people running through the streets of New York in terror. But then we get a great shot of Peter Parker's Spidey sense going off
hair.
with the hair on his arm
That's
shooting
amazing.
straight up.
Yeah.
It's such a great, scene because before this we just had Homecoming and there was like hardly even a thought that he even had spider sense
Yeah.
in that first Homecoming movie.
It goes. Shoot.
It wasn't until Far From Home where they mentioned the Peter tingle.
Yeah.
But this, it's like, oh, Spidey sense. It's the hair. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I love when Tony, he goes like, I'm sorry, Earth is closed today.
One of the best lines.
So get lost, Squidward.
Yeah.
And we're going to call that guy Squidward for the rest of the movie.
Some of the European dubs,
right.
he calls him Voldemort.
Oh, that's
Oh,
funny.
that's
Harry
a good
Potter.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
And then he's like, Banner, you want a piece? He's like, not really, but, when do I get what I want? He's like, it's great to have you back, buddy. Missed you, man. And it's not working. The Hulk won't come out.
Yeah, so
Can I
then
have
you
a thing? That's a
Yeah,
thing.
right.
you have special Hulk trying to come out and is not going. It's very strange.
Dude,
Well,
you're
Hulk's
embarrassing
always-
me in front of the Wizards.
So good.
Then Tony uses his new nanotech to have the Iron Man suit come out of his chest. It's a cool scene. In reality, Robert Downey Jr. just didn't want to wear that giant Iron Man suit anymore. So instead, he just wears, the little green
Hey,
suit.
CGI me. CGI me. We're good?
Exactly.
All right. Thanks, Russo.
Later, Spider-Man saves Tony. What's this guy's problem, Mr. Stark? He's from space to steal a necklace from a wizard.
Yeah.
It's like, yep, that works. And then Strange gets beamed up by the ship, and Spidey goes with him. The big monster is about to kill Iron Man, but Wong teleports him to Antarctica. And Tony says, Wong, you're invited to my wedding. Flies away. And then Tony has Spider-Man's Iron Spider suit that he offered to him in Homecoming that he turned down.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
But he does this to save his life. The Iron Spider suit catches him as he's falling. Friday sent him home, and a parachute opens up, and Spidey flies away. And we think he's gone. It's fun. Like when I first saw it, I was like, "Oh, I guess that was it."
That's Spider-Man.
Like Tom Holland just has a little 2-minute cameo in this movie. That was it.
Right.
But no, he stays on the ship. Then Pepper calls Tony as he gets inside the spaceship, and he even feels like this will be the last time he talks to her.
Yep.
The last words of her is like, "I'm going to," and it's like, "Have a baby, maybe." I mean, that's maybe that's what she was saying.
Oh, that's so sad.
Back on Earth, Bruce finds the burner phone. He's going to call Steve Rogers. Then we transition into the Guardians of the Galaxy.
With a great song transition.
Yeah. The Rubber Band Man. The Guardians respond to the Asgardians' distress call, and Thor falls right on their ship.
I love Rocket. Get it off. Get it off.
Wipers! Star-Lord gets jealous of everyone crushing on Thor. Drax is like, "You have put on weight." And he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna get some dumbbells." You can't eat dumbbells, right?
What do you say? He looked like a pirate had sex with an angel, or
Yes.
Story, yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that.
It's like his muscles, and he's like, "Stop massaging his muscles."
She's like,
Mantis wakes up Thor, and Gamora tells him all about Thanos, and Drax tells Thor that Gamora is Thanos' daughter, and at first Thor's upset, but then they bond over their evil family members.
right?
And then Star-Lord gets jealous, and he's like, well, I had to kill my father, and that was hard. Probably even harder than having to kill a sister. Plus, I ended up with both my eyes, so,
Oh shit! A lot of tragic backstory there. I didn't even think about that.
Oh,
And when
yeah.
you think about Rocket too,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
a lot of tragic backstory.
Drax's wife and daughter
Drax's
died.
wife. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Except for Groot. I don't really know much about Groot.
Oh, he tells us all about it.
Yeah.
I am Groot. He tells us the whole story about it.
Fuck, you're right. Wow,
His
that
whole
is
planet
tragic.
died,
Groot
actually,
was
I think.
married to a flower.
Yeah.
Can't tell you.
It could be true. I mean, comics are weird.
Who knows? Pollinating with bees? I don't know.
Thor and Star-Lord have a fun interaction with Star-Lord doing Thor's voice, and then Thor starts to head to Nidavellir with Rocket and Groot to get a Thanos-killing weapon.
I did love how Peter was like, I know the only reason you're going there is because Thanos is not there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You shouldn't talk like that to your captain, Quill.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Vision and Wanda's sexcation gets interrupted by Thanos' children.
They were fucking, right?
Of course.
Oh,
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
100%.
Because he even became like a nerdy little guy. Like, I think it's working. Is it working? Yeah, okay, it's working.
Yeah. Wow.
And you're like,
What?
oh.
Your penis? It works.
Yeah.
It works.
Huh. Okay. Interesting. Wow.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
like, it's weird that, you know,
I just create a vision
Tony,
of my penis.
yeah, he made you at it, like he gave him the same penis as Tony's.
Yeah,
It's Tony's
probably.
penis.
Yeah, molded out of clay.
I love when Wanda says hands off, you know?
Hands on.
Yeah, hands off, defending her man. Then a train passes by, and then we see a silhouette of a man, Scaramouche. And the girl alien throws her trident at him, but the guy catches it because it's Captain fucking America.
Huge pop.
Yeah, this was the first pop of the night, right? First pop? First
No,
big
I
pop.
mean, you had Spider-Man
Yeah.
on the bus. You had
Spider-Man.
Had the Guardians,
I guess.
appearing.
All right.
You had a lot of different things, yeah. But
He
anyway,
had, he had Spider-Man.
we have the Hulk
Spider-Man.
was a huge pop.
Yeah. Come on.
It's like pop 4.
Pop
honestly.
4? Okay. All right.
Do you hate this movie as much as Aaron?
I popped
Aaron,
for
so
Captain
far.
America.
Aaron, so far, how's this movie?
At this point,
It's fine.
It's fine. That's it.
like you don't know the ending. How is it?
You're
loving it.
I'm trying to stay out of it because
Well,
it
no,
does-
you're on the show. You got
You're
to say
here.
things.
Does this movie have a lot of pop scenes? Yes, of course. Does it have a lot of great scenes? Sure. But I see it as the whole thing, and I can't see it any other way. It just sours the whole thing.
All right, then. So, yeah, we got Black Widow and Falcon. The good guys win. The bad guys retreat. Then we get a flashback of Child Gamora's planet getting halved by Thanos.
Halved.
Thanos gives Gamora the blade as they shoot down half of her people, including her mother, I assume.
Yep.
And then Gamora heading to nowhere to go after Thanos.
Yep.
When she's the only one who knows where the Soul Stone is.
Makes no sense.
Not a great
Yeah,
idea.
that does
Not a
seem
great plan.
Little bit dumb.
But she knows that he's kind of unstoppable. So what was she thinking?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess she was just, let's kill him if we can. Even though
Right.
we
Or
totally
maybe she
can't.
thinks that, hey, if he only has one stone, maybe I will be able to kill him. Boy, was she wrong.
Yeah, this is also the first time we see Quill and Gamora kiss on screen. It's funny because Guardians of the Galaxy 2, it's like they're not together. It seems like they're starting to like, you know, I mean, obviously she's starting to warm up to him.
Yeah.
Then we fast forward to Infinity Stone and they're in
Infinity
love.
War, yeah.
They are straight up in love.
Right.
You know, sure. And then Drax watching them was great. Batista's trying to, you know, be invisible like John Cena.
Good.
That was a funny scene.
Yeah.
I've mastered the ability.
Moving
to-
so slow.
So
You can't see me.
How long you've been there?
I'm sure I'm invisible.
Hi, Drax.
Damn it.
I've been there an hour.
So then the team sees Thanos demanding the Reality Stone from the Collector. Gamora attacks Thanos and stabs him in the neck and the chest, and she cries, thinking that she killed her stepfather. But reality's often disappointing.
Sorry, stepdaddy.
No, reality could be whatever I want. And Thanos uses the Reality Stone to stop Drax and Mantis. And then Quill's like, let her go, Grimace.
Yeah.
I'm going to blow that nutsack of a chin off your face. Gamora tells Peter to shoot her in the face, just like he promised earlier.
Yeah.
And to his credit, Peter pulls the trigger, but bubbles come out of his blaster.
Oh, that was
Because
such,
Thanos can do
he
what?
can change
Well, it's
reality.
the reality. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyone's reality.
Yeah, don't you remember he turned Drax into like a
Why couldn't he
blocks?
just make everyone's reality half the world's dead then?
Well, because that would
Because
still
in the
be
movie-
I
That
think
would be
it's
over.
like, yeah, it's more like you could trick people with it.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
think this is happening, yeah.
But it was a really like heart wrenching scene because you really thought that he was going to murder
He was going to do it.
the love of his life, and then
And
it was
Thanos is like, I like him.
Yeah.
that was fuck
Because he's
you.
like, oh, he's like me. He's like, I'm about to kill her too.
He'll do what it takes.
Oh, he didn't know that right then.
Back at Avengers headquarters, the Colonel tells Rhodey to arrest Rogers, Natasha, and Sam, but Rhodey ignores it.
Who?
Rhodey, James Rhodes.
The scroll.
God damn it, no!
It's the
Josh,
scroll.
We're not doing
no,
this.
No.
They
I don't
said
care.
It's a scroll.
They did not ever
That was the
confirm that.
I
that
know.
was the
No.
female scroll that was direct that was saying fuck you to the general.
What the fuck? The director of Secret Invasion has said this, yes.
No, you-
But fuck that guy.
To your point, unless it's told to me on the show, It doesn't count. It's not canon. It's not canon.
He was in a hospital gown.
No,
he was in a hospital gown when they found him.
Who?
Brody.
What do you mean when they
In
found
Secret
him?
Invasion, when they found him, he was in a hospital gown.
Okay.
That was supposed
his
to
legs
suggest
didn't work.
right after,
Right after his legs broke in
yeah.
half.
Broken half. I mean, they have to retcon that because that is so. It's so absurd.
Watching this movie, knowing that that's a scroll, it just makes no sense.
Watching Endgame,
that
knowing
too.
he's a scroll, like that ruins everything. So no, I refuse to believe that.
It's very strange.
Fuck your cannon. I'll have my own cannon, thank you, and I'll shoot my cannon into you.
Right. At this point, I'm just thinking that he was in a hospital gown because he was getting a colonoscopy or something. It had nothing to do with getting his legs broke.
Exactly.
fine.
Yes. Exactly. And he's
It's
still
just fine.
his legs are still numb because
That's right.
he
From
hasn't
the
used them in a while.
Colonoscopy. That's
From the
right.
colonoscopy. Yeah, you can't walk after a colonoscopy. No.
No. Who could?
And also, Bruce Banner's like, duh, hey guys, I'm here too. Wait, there's an Ant-Man and a Spider-Man? That's crazy.
What's next?
What else?
Hulk Man? Oh, that's
Hulk
me. Duh.
It's like the Hulk brain is overpowering Bruce's brain.
I'm telling you, you cannot watch this movie now
He's
thinking
more-
that he's not a dum-dum.
He's more Hulk than man. Yeah. That's why it's like when we lost Ed Norton, it was a big loss.
Right.
Imagine if it was Ed Norton and Robert Downey Jr. in these fucking movies together.
I'm sorry, I got to speak up here. I really like Mark Ruffalo's Banner and Hulk.
Thanks,
I mean,
man.
you guys can shit on him all you want, but I really liked him.
But again, imagine if it was Ed Norton and Robert Downey Jr. all these Avengers movies.
But just tell me, Aaron, I mean, in these scenes, did you think that he sounded okay or did he sound like a dum-dum?
I don't like the lines they gave him, Aaron. That's what it is.
He did dumb up a little bit for sure over the
Like
course
he was
of
like
thing,
the
but-
comic relief, like the dumb comic relief guy.
Well, somebody had to be comic relief. Who else was it going to be? Black Widow?
I don't know. No, well, that's a good point. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe not a genius scientist.
Why do you need comic relief in this fucking serious ass movie?
Well, it's a Marvel movie.
They
Come on,
started
they all
making it
have
funny,
quips.
yeah.
Thor is the comic relief.
All of these Marvel
Which kinda
movies
sucks,
have
actually.
quick quips. You know, they're all like all these superheroes would be great improv actors. You know, if they weren't superheroes.
Right.
So Vision tells the team they need to destroy the stone on his head, and Roger says we don't trade lives, even though he's a fucking robot.
Yeah.
Bruce suggests they can remove the stone without killing Vision, but not me, not here. So you know it's possible, you just can't do it.
Oh, duh.
So they go to Wakanda,
Idiot.
and T'Challa gives Bucky a new sweet arm.
Sweet ass arm.
Sweet ass arm.
The White Wolf.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Squidward tortures Strange to try to get the stone from him. Tony is pissed to find Peter still on the ship, but he's like, "What's your plan?" And Peter's like, "Do you ever see this really old movie Aliens?" Which is a callback to Civil War, right? When he did the callback to Star Wars and all that. And then
Oh, he's just calling back all over the place.
Squidward tells Iron Man, "Your powers are inconsequential to mine." Yeah, but the kid's seen more movies. And Tony shoots a hole in the ship. Squidward goes flying out to die while Peter saves Strange with his tentacles.
Yes.
Bam.
He's
Great.
like, "Whoa, what are those?"
That's
Thank
awesome.
God for those tentacles.
Oh,
or
they'd
Peter
all be
would
dead.
they'd all be dead. And then Peter introduces himself. He's like, "I'm Peter, Dr. Stephen Strange." Oh, we're using our made up names. I'm Spider-Man then.
Yeah.
It's a great line.
I loved when he was like, when he was talking to the Cape too. Like, oh, hey, he's, oh. The
Yeah.
Cape's
Yes.
They're like, oh, hey, we've never really met. Oh, okay, bye.
So then Tony convinces Strange to go after Thanos, but Strange says, if it comes down to saving you, the kid, or the time stone, I'm saving the stone.
Not.
Yeah. Then Thanos tries to convince Gamora that killing half her planet was the right decision. Thanos also knows Gamora is lying about finding the Soul Stone, and he tortures Nebula until she gives him the location. And I love this line that Thanos tells. He's like, "You're strong, me. You're generous, me. But I never taught you to lie. That's why you're so bad at it."
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God.
Great line.
So good. Meanwhile, Thor tells Rocket it's his fate to kill Thanos. He's never fought me. Yeah, yes. He's never fought me twice.
Never fought me twice.
And I'm getting a new hammer. Remember that, rabbit. And then Rocket gives Thor an eyeball that he stole from someone. He's like, "Oh, I would have washed that. The only way I could sneak it was out my..." And then they cut
up
that
his
off.
asshole, right?
Yes, absolutely.
That's it, Josh.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So they arrive at Nidavellir, but everyone there was killed by Thanos except for the dwarf who made the gauntlet, played by Peter Dinklage in his second Marvel role.
That is right. He was Trask.
Days of Future Past.
I'm just going to be the one to say it. How fast did Dinklage accept this role?
Right.
I get to play a giant? I'm bigger than everybody?
Yeah. Wait, you get to play a giant? Yeah. A giant dwarf.
Giant dwarf.
You know, I remember when I first...
Even as a giant, I'm a dwarf.
When I first saw this movie, like, before he speaks, they show a close-up of his face, but it's dark. And I was like, wait, is that Josh Brolin? Are they doing some sort of mind fuck thing here?
Right.
Like, to me, it looked like Josh Brolin for a second.
It did to me too, yeah.
Okay. So I wasn't the only one. I was like, what the fuck's going on now? Like, I just feel like they were just like, all right, we're going nuts here. Meanwhile, Nebula escapes captivity and tells Mantis to meet her on Titan. And then Tony, Peter, and Strange crash land on Titan, and they have a little fight with the Guardians because they don't know each other. Peter tells Mantis, "Oh, don't put your eggs in me." Drax fights Strange's cape. He's like, "Die, blanket of death." And then one of the funniest lines of the movie, "Where's Gamora? Yeah, I'll do you one better. Who is Gamora? I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora?"
Yeah. And apparently that was improvised, but apparently Chris Pratt gave it to Batista, and then he said it.
That's good.
In the middle of a scene.
This was just so fun. Everyone, let's chill the F out. Let's chill the F out. Come on now. It's so great. I loved all these characters interacting together.
He's like, "Tell me where Gamora is, or I'm gonna shoot him." And then Tony's like, "Yeah, you do it. I'll blast him." He's like, "Do it, Quill. I can take it." "No, he can't take it." "You're right. He's right. You can't."
I did find it funny when Peter was like, "Don't lay your eggs in me," and he's backing away with his spider legs.
Right.
He's on the toilet like a spider.
That's true.
So they realize they're on the same side. You know Thor? Yeah, tall guy, not that good looking.
Needed saving.
Then Tony and Quill argue over a plan for Thanos, but Doctor Strange is busy going through 14 million alternate futures to see the outcomes. And Tony asks, "How many did we win?" And Strange says, 1.
Yeah. If you even call that winning.
Right, which,
Yeah.
fast forward to the next movie is a great callback. Then Thanos and Gamora go to Vormir, and they're greeted by Red Skull. Yes.
Yeah.
When the fuck did that first Captain America movie come out? Like 2010?
Holy shit. Yeah, a long
It's been
time
like 8
ago.
years since we've seen Red Skull.
It's weird for
Last
him.
we saw him, he went, "Ah!"
Yeah. Yeah.
and then disappeared.
It was weird, like, because it didn't make a lot of sense, and you're just like, oh, they're just throwing this guy in here for a little shock factor.
I mean, they put something. He said that the stone banished him here. He had his hands on it, and not everyone has the power to wield the stones and all that shit.
Well,
so
Hugo
whatever.
Weaving did not want to come back.
He did not.
He's too much of I'm a great actor. I'll do Matrix, but I'm not coming back. I'll do this one, but I'm not coming back. It's like,
Right.
dude, you're doing the movies.
Yeah, so they got Aaron from Walking Dead.
Yeah, Ross Marquand. They do the voice. I don't think he was actually the actor. I think
It's
he
probably
did the
just all
voiceover.
CGI.
Yeah,
right?
probably, I would imagine.
Yeah.
This is still fun.
So Red
he
Skull
did a
tells
great job.
Thanos that to get the Soul Stone, he must lose that which he loves. And Gamora has a good laugh because she believes that he loves nothing. But unfortunately for her, he only loves one person.
Very unfortunate.
And Gamora tries to stab herself, but her knife turns to bubbles. It's funny how sick and evil Thanos is, but he uses the cutest magic.
He can only think of bubbles.
Bubbles!
Yeah.
I wonder if they had like another idea, like something else, and then Disney was like, "Can you make it bubbles?" Bubbles!
Well, you got to think in a quick moment, like, what can I do so that she doesn't hurt herself? It's like,
Yeah.
his thing is bubbles.
Right. It could just have disappeared, but
Yeah.
no, bubbles.
So if
Cute
he would have
bubbles.
been told this by Red Skull and like Nebula was there, he would have been like, fuck.
He just throws her off, and Red Skull's like, "Nice try."
Try again.
again later. What if I throw myself off? You're getting warmer.
Right. So Thanos apologizes and cries as he throws Gamora off the cliff to her death. This is Aaron's favorite scene in the movie, right, Aaron?
Fantastic. Love everybody dying.
Hated it.
I'm sorry, little one. And then Thanos wakes up in a lake with the Soul Stone in his hand. Then Rogers and company arrive at Wakanda, and he's reunited with Bucky. Shuri starts the vision surgery, but Wakanda is attacked by Thanos' forces. And another amazing line from T'Challa: "Evacuate the city, engage all defenses, and get this man a shield."
Dun, 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 dun.
Damn.
Awesome line.
Nice pop.
They give Bruce the Hulkbuster Iron Man suits.
Which is hilarious. Why is it in Wakanda?
I guess they took it with them when they left the headquarters, Avengers headquarters. I
Maybe it
guess that's
just
what you have
follows
to-
Banner around wherever he
Yeah,
goes.
right. Just in case. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just
That's a
flies
good
above
point.
them. Veronica.
It's just like a GPS tag on him.
They could have had like a quick little scene where he tells like Rhodey, like, "Yeah, no, don't worry, the Hulk,
The scroll.
God damn it, Josh." All right, he tells Natasha.
There you go.
Is she a Skrull too? We don't know
could
yet. Could be. They could all be Skrulls. He's like, "Hey, don't worry, the Hulk's not coming out." And she's like, "Yeah, okay, I believe you." And then she just grabs like the Hulk Buster. It's in her. It's like,
Yeah.
it's a Hank
Nano.
Pym thing. Yeah.
There you go.
So the bad guys have a bunch of generic suicidal monster dogs to
FYI,
start
this
breaking
was
through the barrier.
This was a scene where where Hulk was like, "Wee!" and then he fucking tripped over the.
He falls over like a big dum-dum. Yeah. So T'Challa orders to open the barrier and fight them head on. Meanwhile, Thor almost dies activating the star. The dwarf makes Stormbreaker, and Groot cuts off his arm to make the handle. And then Thor's hand opens as it calls for Stormbreaker, and we cut back to the Wakanda fight. And soon after, Thor shows up with Rocket and Groot. Awesome scene of him showing up.
That's a huge pop. Probably the pop of the entire Marvel universe.
Yeah, because they're fucked. And then it's like, well, here's,
There's Thor.
Here's
the
Thor.
mighty Thor.
Here's Thor, motherfucker. And even Bruce is like, "You guys are so screwed now."
It's so great.
You guys would also be screwed if the Hulk was here.
Right.
Remember in the trailers, Hulk was in the Wakanda fight
He
scene.
was running.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then they were like, "Nope."
And then, of course, the famous pop that came out before even the movie came out.
Yeah.
Of Hulk busting out of the Hulkbuster. And you're like, oh my God.
That's right.
This is going to be amazing. I hate that it was spoiled, but I can't fucking wait to see
know.
it. And then it never happened.
Never happened.
How do you make a toy and spoil it and then never do the coolest
a
thing ever?
reverse spoiler.
Imagine Hulk busting out of that thing. It's
Right.
like, fuck this. I'm ready to
Totally
fight.
forgot about that.
Yep.
I still don't know why they didn't do it.
I don't know either.
You could have had him lose again, and then he still does the same. He still does what he does in Endgame.
Well, and then you've got that deleted scene from this movie where he does the transition to Smart Hulk.
Is that this one? No, was it this one?
It has to be this one because that's when, like, he comes out of that big fight where, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people aren't dead from the
Right.
dusting.
Yeah. So Strange greets Thanos on Titan. Thanos explains that Titan fell because they didn't kill half the people as he suggested. So the team attacks Thanos. They have a fun battle. Now there it is.
It's so fucking cool.
That's
Right.
great.
Like, it's so cool. Look at that.
It probably costs even more now because it didn't happen.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
that scene would have been amazing.
Yeah, this one says it's $94
Right.
for a little pop.
Nebula shows up and tells Thanos, "You should have killed me." And he goes, "It would have been a waste of parts."
Oh,
And
what a dick.
What a dick. They end up trapping Thanos, and Strange drops Mantis on his head to temporarily restrain him. Tony and Peter try to pull off the gauntlet, and looking ahead to Endgame, you're like, man, it was so easy.
Yeah,
Just cut off his arm.
right.
Like, hey, Strange, you didn't see the future, one of the 14 million futures where you just cut off his arm?
Right. None of them
Like,
were
Tony has a laser. Zzz, there it is.
Yeah. Or
And-
what about earlier in the film where they cut off one of the henchmen's arms in the
Yeah.
Black Order where he's
Right.
trying to reach back through the portal?
Yeah. Or like, hey,
None
when
of
Quill
these-
shows up, maybe just put him to sleep.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
hey, Strange, teleport him to the other side of the planet.
That's the one thing I didn't like. I know that it's called back in Endgame and it's a huge moment for
Yeah.
the series, but him looking at it, knowing the future, that's how you change it.
Right.
This drove me crazy because this is like the zombie movie trope of there's the one, like they're all secure in whatever building they're in. And then the one crazy asshole opens the door and lets all the zombies in.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Quill is cocky. He's like, thought you'd be harder to catch. By the way, this is my plan. But then he realizes that Thanos killed Gamora, and his emotions get to him.
That was his plan.
shit.
Wow.
Quill hits Thanos with his blaster, but it knocks Mantis off, and Thanos wakes up. James Gunn has said that if it were up to him, Quill wouldn't have been the one to doom the universe. He's like, well, Mike Quill wouldn't have been so stupid, but whatever. Thanos uses the stones to throw large pieces of a moon at them.
Really at Tony, mostly.
Yeah. And then back in Wakanda, Thor introduces Rogers to Groot. I am Groot. I am Steve Rogers.
Great line.
Great,
This is my friend, Tree.
Yeah, right. Then Vision's surgery is interrupted, so he joins the battle. Bruce and the Hulkbuster defeats the big guy, the big monster, by attaching his cut off arm to him and blasting him into the sky. Yeah. And then Wanda pushes the woman alien into some giant machine that just runs her over.
Yeah.
And, jizzes blue goo on
Not
Natasha.
blood. It was blue goo.
Well, blue blood.
Blue
blood.
Like the show, Blue Bloods.
Blue goo.
Then Vision kills the skinny monster with his own spear, and he tells Steve, we don't trade lives, Captain.
Yeah.
Callback line.
Good.
Back on Titan, Strange fights Thanos with magic, but the stones are too much for him. Tony faces off with Thanos. Thanos says, Stark. And Tony's like, you know me? I do.
I do.
You're not the only one cursed with knowledge.
Great line.
My only curse is you. And Tony gets some shots in. All that for a drop of blood.
You're like, fuck. Tony's dead.
Yeah. Then Tony's suit makes a sword, but Thanos grabs it and stabs Tony in the stomach. You have my respect, Stark. When I'm done, half of humanity will still be alive. I hope they remember you.
That was such a tragic line.
Yeah.
All those nano parts can't come back to your suit. Like you didn't think of I'll make it magnets.
Well, I
So they
think
just
he was,
reattach.
Yeah.
I think he was injecting himself with nanobots later to seal himself up. Maybe.
No, he's just doing
that-
a
No,
cold,
he just has a thing that.
yeah,
that,
just thing.
Oh, is that the thing that they use on soccer players?
I don't know.
Or whenever they go down.
Do you think it's just cool spray?
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
The cool spray shut the hole in the ship earlier.
Yeah, that's what.
I think it's better than cool spray.
Okay.
He just went banana and he was healed.
Exactly. So Thanos is about to kill Tony, but Strange tells Thanos, spare his life and I will give you the stone. And Strange honors his word, and Thanos leaves with just one to go. And Tony asks Strange, why would you do that? And Strange says, we're in the end game now.
Oh my God. When this movie came out, Endgame title had not been released yet.
No.
So we didn't know, but what
Right.
a great name. Because, for a while this was Avengers Infinity War Part 1.
Yes.
Avengers Infinity War Part 2.
Right.
But the Endgame name made it seem like it was its own movie too.
Yeah.
And it was a great name.
So Thanos arrives in Wakanda and uses the stones to neutralize everyone. There's a great shot of Thanos shocked at Captain America's strength.
Yeah.
When he's temporarily blocking his gauntlet.
Right.
But then he just knocks him out.
fucking
Knocks
human?
him the fuck
What?
out with one
Yeah.
punch.
Right.
Okay, Tyson, easy.
And then Vision tells Wanda, you have to destroy the stone. We are out of time.
Yeah.
Which is a great callback because in the beginning of the movie, he's like, we're out of time. We have to go back. And
Yeah.
And it's a heartbreaking scene. Wanda kills Vision and destroys the stone with one hand and blocks Thanos with the other.
Yep.
And Thanos is like, now is no time to mourn. Now is no time at all. And Thanos reverses time.
It's that easy? Hey, Doctor
easy.
Strange, you had this power the entire fight with him. Didn't work. Didn't work. Isn't that how
What's-
he defeated Dormammu?
Dormammu.
I
Hey,
think the,
Dormammu.
I
Yeah.
think the problem was he did 14 million visions. Had he had gotten to 15, he probably
Yeah.
would have
He
found
stopped.
some of the ones
Lazy
that might
fuck.
have
By the way,
worked.
how long did it take him to watch all those visions?
Yeah.
Millions of years?
Dormammu, I'm here to bargain.
I'm here to bargain.
Also, let's not forget, Vision can just laser Thanos in half. That's right. That we learned from the
Fuck!
What If.
What
Yeah.
a scene!
What
from
the
What
fuck?
If.
From What If, Thanos shows up with all 6 stones. And Thanos...
He's like fascinating.
Yeah. It's like, okay. So yeah, Thanos reverses time. He rips the Mind Stone out of Vision's head. He places the final stone on his gauntlet. But then he's struck by lightning.
Yeah.
And Thor throws Stormbreaker and it stabs Thanos in the chest. I told you, you'd die for that. And Thanos seems done for. Even watching this, like knowing that there's a sequel, you still feel like it's like, okay, they stopped him. Like, it's just like every other Marvel superhero movie.
Right.
They beat the bad guy.
bad guys are gonna go down.
Pushing the axe further
Yeah.
into his chest.
Right.
Is there a heart in there anywhere? Like he's got to be hitting something vital.
Thanos doesn't have
No,
a
he
heart.
does not.
No.
That was
Once he killed Gamora, no more heart.
yeah, true. Gosh.
So, yeah, he seems done for, but then he tells Thor, you should have gone for the head.
Oh my God.
Snap.
Yeah.
And then Thor is transported inside the Soul Stone, right? Where he talks to Child Gamora.
Yes, that kind of makes sense.
And Child Gamora asks, did you do it? Yes. What did it cost? Everything. And then Thanos leaves Wakanda. Bucky is the first to turn to dust. We're like, yeah, whatever. Then we got T'Challa, Groot, Wanda, and Sam.
Yep.
Then on Titan, Mantis, Drax, and Quill blip away. And then Strange tells Tony there was no other way. Or this is the only way, I think. Right before he turns to dust. And then the most heartbreaking moment of the movie.
If you didn't cry, you're not human.
Jesus.
Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
Jesus Christ.
And my God. That was just like,
I want to
holy
see,
shit.
Spider-Man's got a lot of powers and he was fighting it. And that's,
Yeah.
why it took a little bit longer.
Right.
I want to see Wolverine get dusted. Like, how does that work? He's
Hugh
just like,
Jackman.
constantly dying.
It just comes over and over and over.
He's just constantly dying.
Dusts away, comes back, dusts away, come back.
This is my nightmare. Same with Deadpool.
Yeah.
5 years later, he's still like,
I was blipping for 5 years. God damn it. But yeah, Peter tells Tony, I'm sorry, as if he has something to apologize for.
He tried.
Right, as he blips away. And it's funny, in the trailer, before we saw this movie, in the trailer, you have the shot of Tony like this. And everyone thought he was holding someone's dead hand,
Right.
but it was his own. But it was like, obviously, this is a big moment. Who dies in this scene?
Yeah.
And it's fucking Peter Parker. It's Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Holy shit.
Yep.
And then we're like, well, Far From Home's coming out next year, so I think he'll be all right.
Right.
And then the last shot, Thanos relaxes on a beautiful planet and watches the sunrise. And we cut to
On a
black.
job well done.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And the whole theater is silent.
Dead.
Yeah.
Silent.
Dead silence.
Even the one that we were in
'Cause
watching
you're-
today.
We were. We didn't say anything watching it again. And I've seen this movie so many times.
We were like,
Well, I was almost like, should we just watch Endgame now? So that we don't feel like this.
yeah.
But yeah. We had to wait a whole year to get that resolved. Because Endgame was 2019.
Right.
This was 2018.
Right.
you know what's funny is I think I was the only person that walked out of this movie the first time kind of happy because I knew Tony Stark was dying. And I was like, oh shit, he lived. Yes. No.
Yeah.
No.
For now.
For now.
Then we have a post-credit scene showing Nick Fury and Maria Hill witnessing the blip. A helicopter crashes into a building. Maria blips away, and then Fury pages someone. And then as he starts to blip away, and then,
Yeah.
And then the pager shows a logo that none of us knew what that was at the time.
Yeah, we weren't the super nerds. Guy next to me told me it was Captain Marvel.
The
And I was
most
like, oh,
powerful
okay.
person in the universe, apparently.
I guess she's basically Superman.
Superwoman.
is.
Yeah.
Superwoman.
So that's the movie. Gentlemen.
Yes.
I mean, it's a 10 out of 10 for me.
10 out of 10.
Josh?
10 out of 10.
All right,
10 out of
I'm
10.
interested in what Aaron has
Let's
to
do
say.
the average. So what is Aaron? A 9? We'll make it a 9.5.
I'll give it a 7.
But you hated it.
Well, look, I hated how it made me feel, but there were too many great scenes, too many great pops,
Thank you.
too many
Yes.
great things to completely hate it. But it's like Breaking Bad, which is funny because when we're watching the movie, I had to take a pee break and we leave the room and
Yeah.
the TV right outside Breaking Bad was
Right.
on, and I was like, this movie is Breaking Bad. You watch it once, and you're like, that was great. I'm never watching it again.
Right.
I'm on my third rewatching of Breaking Bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, let me ask you this. What's your favorite scene in the movie? What's your favorite moment? Whatever.
My favorite moment is when Thor comes back with Stormbreaker.
For sure.
And that's what should have been. Like, to me, my dream for this movie would have been, the movie goes as it is. You know, we lose Loki. It's a bummer. It sucks.
Yeah.
You lose Vision in a really heartbreaking scene, and his sacrifice at the end, that's what turns the corner. He can't get the last stone. Then Thor shows up with Stormbreaker and fucking kills Thanos. And that's how they win. We don't have to lose Tony Stark. We don't have to lose half the universe.
All right, but
that would have made me happy if the movie ended
fine.
that way.
But I mean, they did this storyline for a reason.
Right.
I know you could change the comics, but anyone that read the comics knew it was happening. You can't not do it.
I'm just saying that's what would have made the movie better for me. I had a tough time with both movies as a whole because of just how much we had to lose, how many characters we had to lose.
Yeah.
Vision had to die a meaningless death. He has that heartbreaking sacrifice. Just to have him brought back and just die a meaningless death and his gray corpse gets tossed aside. Jesus.
It was brutal.
It wasn't meaningless. You don't think that added extra weight to the scene? I mean, it was so powerful to have Scarlet Witch kill him, and then she had to see him brought back to life again, and
Like
then
she
just see
killed him and
thrown
went
away.
through those emotions, and then it meant nothing.
The great thing about Thanos is even after they defeat him in the next movie, there are consequences, permanent consequences, not just Tony Stark dying, which is, like it's such a heartbreaking moment,
pretty
but
permanent.
like it changed the whole world. Even though they beat him, it still changed the entire world.
Right.
That was my other problem is they don't really win. Like all those people did die and all their loved ones just lost 5 years of their loved ones. They didn't really win. They kind of did.
Well, again, the whole world.
The best,
really.
But the best villains cause consequences.
Also, I thought it kind of took something away from Thanos a little bit, how much of his plan relied on not him just being like the strongest, most badass, I'm just going to go take these things. Multiple times he had to give me the stone or I'm going to kill this person. Give me the stone or I'm going to kill this person. That, I think, took a little bit away from him. Yeah.
I mean, but how else does Strange give up the stone? You can't just get it from him. He's a wizard.
He's a wizard. I don't
Josh,
think you want to give it up.
What's your favorite scene in the movie?
Favorite scene probably would have to be Groot putting the hammer together.
Oh, it's so
I
good.
really love that.
So good.
You know, because they're searching for a handle.
Yeah.
You know, Groot's done nothing this movie.
Right. He's
You
just
know,
a little punk kid.
Finally turned into a adult,
A man.
a man, because he wanted to protect his family.
Family.
What about yours, sir?
It's a Homer pick, but Spider-Man showing up, his first moment you see him.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was so awesome.
Even
With
when
the
he
hair
catches-
just going straight up.
But even when during the fight where he catches that big chain
Yeah.
thing and he's like, hey, man.
Yeah.
to
Right.
the alien.
Yeah.
Hey, bud. What's up?
What about you, Joe?
Yeah, mine's the Thor scene. I've watched it maybe 1,000 times.
It's great.
It's great.
Like, literally. I just love it. I love watching the fan reaction videos. Those are my favorite.
Yes.
Like those are just the best. There's so many fan reactions in this movie. Like Captain America showing up and then Thor showing up
Right.
are great.
All right. So you got some trivia for us?
I do have some trivia.
Nice.
So assuming like that all the superheroes that we love in this movie are Avengers, right?
Yeah.
Because they kind of are.
Right.
Right? Who's the only Avenger that didn't face Thanos in this movie?
That was in it.
Yeah. Only Avenger in this movie that didn't face off with Thanos in a fighting situation.
Oh, Siri.
Who?
Siri, right?
Again,
does that count?
I don't think he counts.
Shuri,
No.
I don't think I
At
wouldn't
that
count her.
moment, she was, no.
Oh,
Yeah.
only Avengers at that time?
No Avengers. Anyone that you would consider
Black
Avengers.
Widow.
Black Widow did as she was running
did.
at him when
he went
at the end he went and then fucked her up.
Rocket?
Rocket is the correct answer.
Yeah, I guess.
Rocket never goes like, after him or
Okay.
towards him. Even Bucky like shot him a few times and then went flying.
Right.
And then I have like everyone's time in the movie. So like who has the most screen time out of any character?
Thanos.
Thanos for sure.
Yeah.
Second
He's
most.
the main character.
He is. Second most. See if you guys get this.
Is it Doctor Strange?
Thor?
Nope.
No.
Gamora.
Thor is fifth. Gamora.
That makes sense. She's with Thanos.
I'm sorry. Thor was fourth. But when you look
Third
at some of
is-
these, third is Tony.
Tony, yeah, that makes sense.
But like when you look at some of these, like I'm just gonna scroll down. Like Bruce Banner's in the movie for 8 minutes and 45 seconds.
Wow, and he had some
Peter
memorable
Parker.
scenes.
Peter Parker, 7 minutes and 30 seconds.
Huh.
Captain America,
Yeah.
6 minutes 45 seconds of screen
There,
time.
yeah, of screen time,
Well, 'cause
right?
there's so much going on. Yes, of
he's,
course.
You know, he's in scenes that last, 30 minutes.
Yeah. The best one for me is Groot, 3 minutes and 15 seconds.
Yeah,
Nebula,
Groot only
same.
does like one thing really
Yeah.
in the movie.
But like Loki, 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Because his, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
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 And then the least Avenger is Bucky, 2 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
So anyway, that's it. Yeah.
All right, let's do some fan questions. Andy Piccone, am I the only one who found Vision to be a complete wimp and waste of a character?
He was so strong
Whoa.
in Age of Ultron and Civil War.
Yeah.
And he seems to be so weak in this.
Right, he is. No,
Apparently
it's true.
stabbing him with that magic sword kind of took away all his powers.
Right.
The
I think
whole,
that's what they
the whole fucking second movie was if Ultron gets in this body, the world is over.
Right.
And Thanos can just bloop.
But he goes
But
through
it's like they
Ant-Man,
said
like he's so
that-
powerful.
Right, but it's like you said, when he got stabbed, it
But how did he get
fucked up his
stabbed?
power.
Anyone else that tried to do that would just go right through him.
Yeah, they didn't really explain it. She just
didn't.
goes, that
Well, they-
shouldn't happen. He's like, that shouldn't have happened.
Well, right. It was, I guess, magic or whatever. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Omar says definitely a virgin. He's got the anatomy of a Ken doll. I
Maybe.
mean, he's got to.
No,
Yeah.
no.
I guess he just goes down on her.
No, they had sex.
Hey, in Game of Thrones, one of the guys doesn't have a penis, and they were in a relationship.
He's Vision. Can't he like conjure up a cock?
If he's evolving, I guess.
I mean,
He conjures a cock.
I still say he's got Tony's dick. Michael Johnson, Infinity War and Endgame were peak Marvel. Since then, seems like they've lost their magic. What would it take to build the MCU back to this height?
Oh, I don't know. Tony Stark.
I mean, you
it would just take-
need an actor on Robert Downey Jr.'s level.
Correct.
You have to replace him with someone huge. Because look, I love Tom Holland, I do, but he's not on the level of Robert Downey Jr.
No,
I
not gonna
just want
carry.
good storytelling. That's all I want. I could give a shit about the actors. Just give me a good story.
No, but
none of the
Josh,
stories
there's
have
a
been
reason
good.
why Iron Man's everyone's favorite. It's because Robert Downey Jr. is amazing.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Dylan, you guys did the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. This is day one of my request to do the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, Andrew said someday.
Maybe. Amir, I remember checking Cinemark website for 3 weeks until I got a ticket and how lost and confused I was when Thanos, spoiler alerted, half the Avengers.
Ouch.
Also, the hype people had discussing the ending in the parking lot at 2 a.m.
Ugh,
Yeah.
great.
Omar, I mean, I remember when I saw it with you, but it was your second time you saw
Infinity
it.
War?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Because you saw it opening night, and then I think you saw it either the day, Friday or Saturday after with me.
Oh.
Because I hadn't seen it yet. Because, like, honestly, like, I liked the MCU movies up until that point, but, like, this was like, oh, fuck. Okay, I'm in. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, this is way better than all of them,
Right.
at least to me.
Yep.
did I tell you how I had both these movies spoiled for me?
You did.
That's why we
How,
go
though?
the opening
How?
night. That's why we go
How?
Thursday night.
There was this guy that I follow on Twitter, and he got invited to something, and this is before the first Infinity
Yeah.
War came out, and he posted a picture of, I don't know if it was like a plaque or a poster or something, but
This is why you hate the movie.
that's part of why I hate the movie.
Oh, if I didn't know,
And,
I mean, if I knew, yeah.
and it was basically this plaque or poster or something, and it showed like all of the other Avengers, like hands and everything at the bottom, and then up at the top it shows like Iron Man's feet like rising up to heaven, and it was like some tagline or something like he sacrificed or something like that, clearly showing okay he dies in this.
Yeah.
What? That's
And-
a weird
And
marketing thing to.
That
Yeah.
never happened, though.
well, he does die in the
Yeah,
second
but
movie,
but that image doesn't happen.
well, no, the image doesn't happen, but the point is he died sacrificing himself. So I had this
yeah.
like before I even saw the first Infinity War movie. I had this spoiled for me.
We should have known,
but
though.
we
We
should
have
making
known.
it
But
through.
even before Infinity War came out, everyone was like, "This is probably Robert Downey Jr.'s last 2 movies. It's probably Chris Evans." And it was like a lot of people felt that way.
Right, but they could have written Tony Stark out like Captain America. He didn't die. They figured something out so he could leave, but he didn't have to die.
Well, Captain America, he turned into Joe Biden. I mean, he was basically near,
Well,
Well,
but you get my point though. Like,
But there's
he
nothing-
didn't have to die to leave.
no, I get it. Look, I was
he
sad.
could have,
I was sad-
retired somewhere.
We're fast forwarding a bit, but yeah, I mean, it's a bigger sacrifice. It's a bigger moment to sacrifice yourself. It is.
Yeah.
Don't get, you know what I mean?
We should have known all along the way they've been setting it up. You're not
Look,
the guy to make the sacrifice play, like all this,
Right.
They've been setting it up for.
I understand how you
15
feel,
years.
Aaron, because if in The Dark Knight Rises, if Nolan actually killed off Batman and Bruce Wayne, I would have felt just like you. I would have hated The Dark Knight Rises because Batman means that much to me.
Yep.
And I like Iron Man a lot, but he's not like on the level of Batman, and there's other superheroes, so it just wasn't exactly the same for me. It was definitely a heartbreaking moment, though.
Yep.
Omar, this is when it finally started to get good in the MCU for me in particular. I'm just not a fan of the nanotech suit for Tony. I like big, bulky Iron Man that will fuck you up. At this point, he's just wearing a green suit, and that was kind of lame.
Yep.
This is where it started getting good. After Endgame was when everything started unraveling.
Well, I mean, I guess.
Well,
2
Andrew
movies.
kind of mentioned that. Like
For this
he
guy,
wasn't
it was,
all in until Infinity
right.
War.
For this guy, it was a quick rise and a very fast.
This is funny.
Carlos Ramirez, how depressing was it to see Hulk job to Thanos? If anyone in the MCU needs a reboot, it's Hulk. New actor, new story, new everything. I mean, probably, yeah.
I'll talk about this next week if we're doing Endgame, but
Well, because, I mean, everyone's seen Endgame now. But yeah, we all expected Hulk to get some revenge
That's
on
my-
Thanos.
right.
And he never did.
My
and
biggest
apparently,
knock.
there was a deleted scene where he does.
That would have
It's
been
like,
nice.
fuck.
But no, this Hulk here was the worst Hulk in every single vision of the Hulk throughout all the Marvel movies. so
I
far.
read that Hulkbuster, not Hulkbuster, World Hulk,
World War Hulk, yeah.
not World War Hulk, but like World Busting Hulk or something like that. World Destroying Hulk is like Hulk at his absolute biggest power.
Yeah.
And apparently that's what's gonna be like the saving grace for the next big villain.
Yeah.
Is Hulk just being so crazy powerful, and they're gonna save that for the next big Thanos moment.
Well,
And if that's the
that's-
case, fine.
That's going to be Mark Ruffalo?
but
Yeah.
World War Hulk is. They kind of.
No,
It's not really what they're
She-Hulk
doing.
fucked it all up when he
Right.
has a son. Now he has a
Well,
son.
because then it's like, well, now we have to go back and see what he did.
Right.
To get it, so I don't know that necessarily.
Basically, like World War Hulk already happened off screen.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Right. Which sucks, yeah.
Gerardo, I'll never forget my experience in the theater for this movie. It was me, my younger brother, with some friends, an absolute blast from start to finish. This probably is the best MCU movie. The Rizzler, honestly, without pointing out the obviously awesome parts of this movie, Drax single-handedly stole the show with his one-liners. He had me in tears laughing with Why is Gamora? And then again when Drax piped in during Star-Lord and Thor's interaction, it's like a pirate had an angel with a baby. That movie had it all. Marvel should have quit while they were on top.
Yeah.
S. Thorne, I recently rewatched Twister.
Oh.
Holds up really well and is a ton of fun, but the story is pretty bad. I forgot that Carrie, what's his name again?
Carrie Elwes.
Carrie Elwes is the bad guy in it. I'd love to hear you guys review it just for Aaron marking out the whole time.
I just watched it last night.
Are you a
What?
You love
You did
Twister?
not.
Yes, I did.
Jesus.
I
I
totally
watched
did.
The Dark Knight last night, and this guy watched Twister.
Twister.
Wait, you love Twister?
Bill
It's his
Paxton.
favorite movie.
It's a
Love-
great movie.
It's not my favorite.
Favorite movie?
It's not my favorite movie.
No.
It's
Andrew,
not my favorite
He
movie.
said it multiple times.
It makes me. It's one of the movies that
It's
makes
a good
me happy.
movie. I love
It's
Twister.
fun. It makes me happy.
Bill Capri, is it
Me,
just
Joe. I'm right here.
Bill Capri, is it just me, or did Dr. Strange sound a little thirsty when he said, "Oh yeah, you're much more of a Thanos"? Maybe.
Get that A.
PCJ, I rewatched this film probably more than any of the first 10 years of Marvel. The characters and dialogue are perfect with a great story. And Endgame is just the perfect closure to the Marvel saga. I feel that Marvel/Disney should have realized that they were never going to top Endgame. Started from scratch with introducing new characters, not continue the same Thanos blip storyline, as that's become member berries now in any of the current content.
I don't like that people fault Marvel for getting worse. It's like they did something amazing. They want to keep making money. I want to keep seeing Marvel content. It's never going to be as good because they did their perfect movie. I'm not going to give them shit for it. Is there too much content now? Obviously. Are they? Is it too watered down? Of course. But I'm not going to like crap on them when they made the great movie.
Just
That's
get
a
good
to-
again.
Yeah.
Just
That's a
get good
totally
again.
fair criticism. I fault the Indiana Jones franchise for making 4 and 5 shitty sequels that had no soul.
Yeah, but you got a lot
You
of
can fault them for going too far.
Of course,
and
they're going to
running
keep
into
doing
the
it.
ground.
All they care about is money, but just make it good again.
I just want to see my Hulk get like his final day in the sun.
Yeah,
where
well-
he's like the actual guy who to end.
Good luck with that. I do too, but the Beatles? Bobby the Mark Soydam, no question. One of my favorite movies. Jake Roberts. You got it.
Yep.
199 Big T. Eric referenced Heels the other day on What's Wrong with Wrestling. Have y'all thought about reviewing it? The show is great and honestly does a great job portraying wrestling, much better than AEW. Here's the thing, bud. I don't want to watch any more wrestling than I already do. That's
true.
Even if it is a
Same.
TV show about wrestling.
Wait, I thought we were going to watch
We already
The
watched that.
Wrestler.
We already watch a TV show about wrestling.
I'd be fine with reviewing The Wrestler because that's a really good movie.
Right.
But I'm probably not watching Heels. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's enough wrestling.
Yep.
That is all for fan questions. So make sure you subscribe to our podcast. Follow the show on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Hollywood Hog Pod. Become a supporter of the show at patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. We're doing Ahsoka. Loki's coming next month. And next week, part 2, Avengers Endgame.